Good morning, Scorpio. I hope everybody is doing well today. I've been going through some energetic changes. What's new, right? This journey is never ending. And so I had to have a little bit of time to kind of balance that out a little bit and ground it, because it's been a lot. And these different, I'm not an astrologist, okay, but I know all these different planetary retrogrades and stuff that's going on. If you can really work with the energy instead of against it, it could be most beneficial. But you got to work with the energy. I'm using my Manga tarot deck. This one's turned over. I've only used this one a couple of times just because it didn't really resonate with me, but I was guided to use that for my readings this week. So we will see. Oops, too many. One more card for Scorpio, and as you guys know, I'm a Scorpio too, so I always start my readings with Scorpio. One more. And that one did not want to go in the deck, so I'm going to take that one. Romance Angel card. Oops. And where on earth can it go? Here, where? Oh, and we got two. I completely believe those cards are for us. Completely. Okay, one of my fairy cards. These are more just to get an energy. Alright, fairy card for Scorpio. Scream at me. There we go. All right, Energy Oracle. Energy Oracle card, or two. My fortune telling deck. Give me a fortune telling card for Scorpio. All right, Witch's Oracle. And this one just keeps trying to come out. All right, I need one more. And I don't usually use these major arcana cards, but I'm being guided to choose one of these to wrap up our reading. All right, so the first card that we have is the Ten of Cups. This is that happy ending, but make sure that a lot of times we want this happy ending, like we want this, but think how boring it would be, if we did not have more growth. So be careful what, you think is your happy ending. So many people get here and they're like, what else do I do? Because the journey is the destination. So make sure that you really recognize and really know what your happy ending would look like. Really sit down and go over it, because this is how you create. Really decide what really resonates with you with this happy ending. I say ending, like you don't want it to be an ending anyway, but this happiness here, what would it look like? And we have attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So make sure that you aren't so focused on this that you are not present. because so many times we're sitting around waiting on this that we miss out on all kinds of opportunities that come our way. And it's those opportunities for growth and it's those experiences that we have that will actually put us in alignment with this. So make sure you're not sitting around waiting on it. Trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. Once you decide what you want, and you start living and you start having these, experiences because you're not sitting around waiting on it. You're not worried about it. Fall into a place of faith and know that everything is working out exactly as it's supposed to. This is a magical energy as well. All three of these. It's perfect. We have the star. We have the star clarified by this. And what I feel like the star has came to teach us is that follow the signs you're being shown. It's almost like that, magical star that guides us. How many times have we heard about that? That tale that somebody followed a star or following a falling star, or even like the wise men in the Bible. So make sure that you're following all of the signs that are being presented to you. Pay close attention because you might be missing out on some details that you really need, because this is all about following your heart. I lost the book to this. It's around here somewhere, so I'm just going to read it intuitively. This is about following your heart and following those signs to where you're being led. A lot of times, people think that their mind is what's guiding them, and it's not. It's your feelings. That's where your intuition is. So feel your way through this. That's what you're being asked to do. Death. More than death, this is about a rebirth. Think about everything that's happened so far, and think about how if you would have been given what you wanted to begin with, would you have had this much growth? And that's what it's all about, because we have to be kept on this path of growth and soul expansion. And by doing that, sometimes we attract lessons to us that we really need. They're very attractive. I got this attractive card. Attraction. So these lessons are very attractive, and a lot of times they won't let us go until we've learned everything we need to learn. And only then do we have the rebirth. So don't judge anything that's coming up right now in your life. So many times I'm like, how did I attract this? Why did I attract this? Because it was what I needed. Adjacent possibilities. Don't limit yourself to only seeing one way that things can work out. Because when you do that, you limit the universe. There's many possibilities, and the universe is limitless. So, for example, maybe you see the love of your life, pulling up in front of your house, and a car, and, coming to the door with, bearing gifts and just pledging their love to you. Maybe they're gonna show up on a bike or a plane. So stop limiting it with the details that you're adding. Angel of Strength. Really take your power back from people you've given your power away to. Anybody who you feel terrified to be without, or anybody that you feel terrified for them not to see you in a good light. Take your power back from these people and stand on your own 2 feet. This is what you're being asked to do, is take back your power. The Tower. If you have not had this Tower moment, you're going to. I know I've had a couple of them over the past week. Like I said, I know these energies are really, really tough right now. And the reason why I don't really do a lot with astrology is because I feel like it kind of negates personal responsibility for your life. You can say, oh, well, it's just some planetary shit. That's why I'm feeling and acting this way. Then you don't really go inward. You don't really explore it and figure out where it's coming from. Yes, there are things going on, universally, planetary wise, or whatever. But the real work is within you. And if you can use the energy to really clear these things, it's perfect. But, you will receive some clarity on some situations that you didn't understand before. And this will come down as a tower moment where you'll, one of these, aha, wow. And it might be a little painful. These tower moments can be a little painful. Imprisonment. This is a mental prison. So many times we feel like we have to be a perfectionist. Everything has to be perfect. Everything has to be just right. And there's a certain element of control around that when you start doing that. Really, the perfect energy to get into is if you can say, fuck it. Life gets messy sometimes. Everything isn't going to be perfect. How boring of a world it would be if it were. And just get messy and just start living and stop worrying about things that are not going to happen. All right, we have, this is coin, so we have, I remember my Roman numerals, 4 of coins, 4 of pentacles. And there's a certain defensiveness about this card. Sometimes I get an offensive energy, sometimes I get a defensive energy. But this kind of goes hand in hand with that imprisonment card. A feeling like you've got, if you don't do things, it's not going to get done. Really feeling like you have to defend everything that's yours, and you don't. Because anything that you have to defend that is yours is not yours to begin with. And the only way that you will find out is by letting go of it. That's the only way. Don't you want someone or something to be with you because they want to, because it's being divinely guided, or do you want to have this element of control, of feeling like you have to make it happen? And this comes from fear. That's where it comes from. So you really need to release that and really step into your power and your strength. Because we have Homeland Foundation. And once again, I'm feeling like with this, it's like that Homeland Security. Really putting the walls up, locking the doors, locking the windows, don't let anybody in. When you do this, you miss out on so much. Because life is not as rewarding. Yes, you can play it safe. You can hide in your house, hide from germs, don a mask, be terrified to leave because of all the bad shit that could happen to you in the world. Or you can take a chance and start living today and really get out of this mental imprisonment of worrying someone can hurt me, or someone's going to be disloyal or betray me. There's a certain amount of victim mode and victim mentality here that needs to be released. And remember when I said that lessons are very, very attractive, and you'll be drawn to them every time until you learn them, and then they'll go away on their own. So I feel like some of that is what's going on with you, and you've had a tower moment about it. But yet there's still this person playing in the background that you still care about very much that you're not with right now. And if this situation is calling for you to have trust, your 10 of Cups is coming. All right, we have King of Wands. And I said I was going to stop telling people stuff like that. My videos that get the most hits or like somebody's returning, or somebody still cares about you, or they care about you more than this person. And, I haven't intentionally been doing that, but I'm kind of trying to get away from that for the simple fact that that's not really what I want to push here, what I want to teach here. You know, and it's very sad that that is what people came to hear, because it says something about themselves. Something is lacking within themselves, and that's really what I'm trying to kind of reveal to you guys here with my card readings. All right, we have King of Wands. And this is a very practical card. The King of Wands is very practical. He comes up with ways to make things work. And this is happening behind the scenes. It's like this energy of everything's being worked out perfectly, and all you're being asked to do is just work on yourself and make sure you're ready. Make sure you're prepared. That's the energy I'm getting with this card. This is, and like I said, you know, masculine and feminine energy really doesn't exist, because the souls really don't know such a thing. These are just different attributes that were contributed to like a different energy. But you notice they kind of flip-flop. I mean, look how, you know, gender can be like a real gender bender sometimes. Sometimes, you know, people act different than you would expect them to in the bodies that they're in. It's because it's just energy. But the energy that I'm getting with this card is more of what would be attributed to a masculine energy. As far as getting things done, as far as coming up with practical ideas, problem solving. And this is happening. So for you ladies, your divine masculine is busy making things happen for you guys, whether or not you can see it or not, so you guys can reach this. We have the Judgment card. So make sure that you are not judging anything that's happening. Good can come out of anything, and good and bad are subjective, because you know what's good for me might not be good for you, which is why you really need to take a look at what this would look like for you. But don't judge things that are happening, because good can come out of any situation. You know, we see a situation where like, oh, this is bad. Then you find out 3 months later with the Tower card that, you know what, it wasn't bad. It ended up being the best thing that could have happened to me. So that is the energy that I'm getting with this card. And, oh, we also have the Justice card. So we have Judgment and Justice. Both of these came out. So I feel like there is kind of a balancing right now, kind of like a karmic balancing going on. And I feel like that has something to do with this Tower moment, because maybe your love interest who you're not with right now, maybe they had to kind of experience some of what they put you through to really be able to gain that empathy, to know how it really felt. So in that sense, we have a balancing right now. And I'm not saying to like make this happen. You know, the shoe's on the other foot now. How does it feel? Or to even gloat about it. But to recognize it for what it is, that sometimes people have to experience something to be like, man, I don't want that done to me. Why would I do that to somebody else? You know, that kind of energy. So I feel like that is what's happening right now, especially with this King of Wands here. Well, Scorpio, this has been a lot. I'm trying to see if I want to pull one more card. I'm going to pull one more Energy Oracle card, because I really am feeling guided to. You know, and this is my reading too, so I can't read for myself unless I do this. Like, if I just sit down and try to read for myself, I can't. My energy's all over the place. But if I read, like, do like a collective reading, it resonates. We have woman holding a heart, and this could be man. Learn to be more expressive about your feelings. Trust me, it really is very attractive to wear your heart on your sleeve. Now stop trying to be such a hard ass. Well, Scorpio, this was your reading. Until next time, be sure and stop by. I'll put the link in the description of the page for my new Facebook page. You have to be sure and stop by and like it. And personal readings are $40 right now. If you'd like to know what's blocking you in areas of your life. Thank you for watching.